How's it going? Welcome to the Trades and Grades podcast. I'm your host, No Right. Alongside me is Camden Gongler and Caleb Nemi. We are coming at you with a live best ball redraft draft. So, if none of that lingo makes any sense, essentially, redraft's like your regular drafting of fantasy football, with your friends, families, coworkers, things of that nature. So you pick your players, and then that's your team for the year. And every year you redraft, hence the name. And best ball, eventually you pick your players, and that's your team. You don't have to ever set your lineup. You don't have to worry about sit and start on Sunday morning. You're like, oh, I don't know if I should start Allen Robinson or Michael Pittman this week. Here's the matchups. Nothing. You just set. You get your players, and then whoever does the best, hence the name best ball, is who you're going to have scored for your team. So that's what we're doing today. And we've got a bunch of our either fellow friends or listeners of the show on tonight. We're excited. So we're supposed to start this right about now. So I'll go ahead and share this. Share my screen. So anybody watching this live stream can see alongside Sleeper Draft Room. Let's see here. All right. So you should be able to see now. Yeah, perfect. So you'll be able to see this is what we're looking at. On my screen, I wonder if I can move that out so you can see the 12 spot. But yeah, so how about now? There we go. We got all 12 spots. So now you can see everything. So without further ado, I think you probably have just about everybody except for Mick and Bates. I don't know about Bates, but we're ready to go. So you texted Bates. All right, good deal, good deal. All righty. Let's fire sucker up. Camden has the first pick.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor off the board.
Who is he going to pick first? 30 seconds per pick. So it's going to go quick. 15 rounds. We want to make sure we can get this whole thing in. We want to make sure we get the whole. There it is. Jonathan Taylor leaves it to me to make the. I was so happy with the second spot because now I have Cam to make the decision for me between CMC and Jonathan Taylor, and I can easily just go CMC, the 102. Let's see what Caleb's brother does here at the 103. And it's gonna be difficult to talk about all these, so unofficially I've made the decision. Unless anybody has anything better for us to break down this entire draft next week, we can go in depth and talk about it. And so that way, right now we're gonna talk about a little bit, but it's gonna be hard to do within 30 seconds. So pick 103 comes off the board. Cooper Kupp.
Who won the poll? Who's gonna have a better team? Me or Caleb? I'm just gonna assume that I won.
Everyone voted for me because they knew. They just knew that Camden's team would have no wide receiver depth whatsoever.
Trevor goes off the board. Justin Jefferson, 104.
Bro, if I were Thomas, I'm smashing Derrick Henry. No homo.
I will say though, I do think best ball drafts it is slightly different than redraft because you are just picking the highest upside players. Yeah. At least that's what
Derrick
you're shooting
Henry
for.
Has massive upside,
not more than Justin Jefferson.
Huh?
Not more than Justin Jefferson. If Justin Jefferson's the wide receiver one,
there's a drop off between running back and wide receiver.
Yeah, but I would say there's more upside and less risk with Justin Jefferson over Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry doesn't come off this board, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna trade up to trade Jonathan Taylor.
Trade up.
Trade back. Well, if he's there at 110, I will trade you Derrick Henry straight up for Jonathan Taylor, Camden.
Well, it's not gonna happen, but.
Oh boy, Stowe. He's sweating right now.
Who's
he gonna pick?
Who's he gonna pick? There we go.
Ooh, Stephon
What
Diggs.
Is going on? This is great for me. There's gonna be so many running backs left.
Oh man, Cam, we're coming back around the turn. We're gonna have 3 running backs.
I will have 3 running backs at the rate this is going.
So we'll go over the last couple picks. The 105 was Austin Eckler. The 106, Jamar Chase by Mick. And then Stephon Diggs, the 107 by Stowe. Jordan has now picked the 108, Derrick Henry. Fourth running back off the board.
Let's go.
Bates is on. Everybody's
Dalvin
on.
Cook. I think he's going Dalvin Cook. Najee Harris.
Oh, wow. Najee Harris. All right. At the 109 was Najee Harris. 110's Joe Mixon.
Oh, easy. Mixon's like a top 5 running back for me this year.
Interesting. I like Mixon a lot. Have an improved offensive line too. What was Caleb gonna do here at the 111?
Dalvin Cook. I got money on it. $5. Monopoly money. Yeah, you owe me $5.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm going to text him right now. You suck.
DeAndre, stop
DeAndre's-
taking running backs, bro.
Oh, okay, there we go. Dang, bro. That was a good pick.
What are you doing, Caleb? Aaron Jones? Screw you for taking running backs. You're the dude who wants
Aaron
to draft wide
Jones.
receiver.
I mean, at that value, if Devontae Adams would have fallen, I would have taken him.
You guys are gonna have to force me to like draft a wide receiver second, and that's just gonna make me feel really gross about myself.
Yeah, so we got the 111s, Dalvin Cook, by Caleb. EJ picked DeAndre Swift and Devontae Adams on the turn. Caleb comes by, gets Travis Kelce at the 202. Caleb Nimi came in with the 203,
Saquon,
Aaron
wow.
Jones. Wow, a lot of running backs going off the board here. The next two picks, 2-4 and 2-5, have been Nick Chubb and Saquon Barkley. That is a lot of running backs so far off the board. It's 8 in the first round, 11 overall within the first 17 picks. So
the issue was I would have drafted a wide receiver if I knew that there was going to be a running back when I came back, and there's not going to be because Camden is
true.
sitting there at the 1-1. So got to know who you're drafting with, you know.
Brees Hall, wow.
This is unbelievable.
Brees Hall going at the 2-6
Stop
running back
drafting running
run.
backs. All these people listen too much to what I said last
Yep.
week.
All right, now here's the deal. We talked about this last week. You got to be fluid with your drafts, right? You have to be fluid with your drafts. There's been an unprecedented amount of running backs have gone off the board.
Running backs. Mick is going zero running backs.
He's going 0B strategy.
Thank you, Mick,
it pays off.
for blessing me.
Let's see here. So we now have had Brees Hall go off there.
Okay.
Oh, Zeke.
Wow.
Woo! Oh,
CeeDee
that was
Lamb,
really loud.
Zeke
I was
now in the
like,
second round. What is that? The 208? Javante going off 209.
Guys, I'm going to have to draft a wide receiver.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, you're sitting there with – wow.
You should have – no, you should have the chat pulled up. The chat's blowing up right now.
I do have the chat pulled up.
Like, you could have it on – like on the right, yeah, just click it right there, and then you can see.
Oh, here we go. Got the chat pulled up. Oh shoot, what just happened? Why did it do that?
No, you're still good. You got 25 seconds.
Okay, here we go. Tyreek just got put off the board. Oh man, this is tough. I feel like running back. Oh my gosh. Gotta risk it.
Okay.
I mean, that's two possible top 5 running backs right there. And I got it in the second round. I don't think Kamara's getting suspended this year. 211, I pick Alvin Kamara. Mark Andrews, yep. Yep, okay. I respect that.
I have to. Like the value, the fall off from running backs of those guys, it's too high.
Yep. What a start. Kyle Pitts at 302. Camden on the turn, pick Mark Andrews, and then sort of third round Deebo Samuel. He's got a pretty solid team going so far. I now have CMC, Kamara, and Pitts. To Kyle Pitts there in the third round. This is a horrible draft.
I almost went Josh Allen, but I don't. There's too much value at quarterback later in the draft.
Josh Allen.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
He's going 0 running backs for sure. You're about to see wide receivers fly off the board, I think, in this round.
I know.
Okay,
I know we talked about
last
week. Last week we talked about that. The wide receivers is just so deep going to that 5th and 6th round, where you can afford to do that.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you can afford to go. You have to get those star running backs early, and then hammer those wide receivers. I mean, rounds 4. I have my tight end now, so I mean I can get another running back maybe. Depends on who's there, but I hammer those wide receivers 4, 5, 6. I'm probably not doing a quarterback until late rounds, maybe 8 or 9.
Hey, Noah, do you want to mute the sleeper?
Can you hear that the whole time?
Yeah. It's just like yeah. It was like running through.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
for the viewers, just want to make sure that they.
Oh, good. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that for the last.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, no.
It's okay. I didn't realize it until like
Okay.
second round. I was like, I thought it was like me, and so it's okay.
Oh no,
You're good.
Dude, that's why I can't think. I have that binging in my head. It's like
No,
trying
you
to
can-
multitask. Brutal, dude. Now we know.
All right, who's taking Mike Evans? Is it gonna be Mick? Is he just going full 0? Running back?
RB.
He hates running backs. What's he doing?
So we've had Josh Allen go off the third pick in the third round, then Fournette after him. Pat Mahomes by Thomas, fifth pick in the round. James Conner picked by Mick. He's got a – I don't know how much I like that, but –
Mike Evans, A.J. Brown. I like both those picks.
Yeah, I was hoping AJ fell to me.
all right. So we've had, after the Connor pick, a plethora of wide receivers. Mike Evans go off by Stowe.
Right now.
A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen.
I got $10 on EJ taking Kittle here somewhere.
Travis Etienne comes off there at the end of the third. We're making the turn now. Last pick of the third round is David Montgomery and then Justin Herbert in the fourth round.
Wow.
I just don't like it. Personally, I hate picking quarterback. I don't care how good they are. I hate picking it in one QB. I mean, no one really does like redraft Superflex. That would be a weird niche, but and then Caleb with Lamar Jackson in the fourth round. That's a couple of star quarterbacks early. Pittman's a nice pick there. So now he's got Mixon, Aaron Jones. This is Caleb Nemi. Mixon, Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman is wide receiver 1 and 2, both very solid. Could be wide receiver 1s this year. Caleb, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm still upset about. I think I should have gone Saquon at the 2-3. I wanted a little bit more upside there, but
yeah, I think Aaron Jones is primed for a really good year, though. I feel like this is going to be – he might have his best year yet because he has no one to compete with for targets. I think you're just going to pepper him with the ball a ton. People worry about A.J. Dillon, but I think they both can feed. I think A.J. Dillon's going to be on the ground, and Aaron Jones is going to be a PPR monster. So
I like Jordan's team. He has a lot of upside.
He's now picked, let's see, Darren Waller there in the fourth round by Bates.
He said that was an auto draft.
He said auto draft. And then Jordan picking DJ Moore. So he now has Derrick Henry and Saquon, and then A.J. Brown and DJ Moore. That's a pretty solid team.
Guys, Joe Burrow by Stowe. This fourth round's coming back to me.
There went your man, George Kittle there, Camden.
Huh?
No. There's another man. There's another man at the running back position.
I see him coming up the board.
Guess who's before Camden, though? Guess who's before him?
That's fine. He's supposed to go in the 7th round, I guess. We had to talk last week. Take him in the 7th.
This is true.
That's fine.
Oh, this is what everybody calls the RB dead zone right here, right? And everybody hates it. Caleb's brother has to be going with running back, though.
He's going to go Gibson. I'm not taking
Thomas. Yeah. Thomas is now picked Cam Akers. He has no wide receivers yet going into the 5th round. No tight end.
But he can get some like Suttons and stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
I like Trevor's team too with that Deontay pick.
Yeah, that is solid. I've not heard great things out of the quarterback crew in Pittsburgh so far. Sounds like they all are terrible, but Mitch Trubisky's going to be the starter. We'll see.
Oh, the zero RB by the little bro.
All right, which running back am I taking next? Make your decision right now.
I know, right? I'm going to make this is going to be.
Because you're going to pick one. I'm picking 1 and 2.
Man, this is tough because this is tough. Okay, you know what? Bold move here. I just think Jalen Waddle has so much upside.
Oh, there we go.
And yep.
I'll clap for myself. I love that.
I'll clap for myself. Oh man, I was hoping you would leave one of those two. To be honest,
no, I was. I thought that you were taking one for sure.
Well, I love Jalen Waddle so much.
Guys.
I love Jalen Waddle. I hate this. I hate this pick so much.
I just effed your running back situation hard.
I hate this pick so much. Where's my clock at? I can't hear anything.
Time's up.
Oh shoot! No.
Jacobs.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. I can't. There's no clock, and I can't hear anything.
Turn off auto pick at the top, dog.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it on the computer.
It says it's red.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, can I do this? Can I retroactively go back and change that?
You can.
Gosh dang it.
I
don't
mean,
wanna
if we haven't
I don't
done
know
it
how
for
to
other
stop
people, though.
Whatever. Not what I wanted, but
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
there's no clock on my thing.
Mine like disappeared. I don't know where my clock went. Oh, it's on the pick.
I know, but I swear I didn't see it.
You have to look at the pick.
Fishy came and got the first pick. I literally put it in the chat 3 times. Yeah, I'll be honest. I wanted Elijah Mitchell there.
I almost went. If you
Jacobs.
would have taken one of those running backs, I would have taken Mike Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine with securing Waddle as a wide receiver because I'm going to come back around. And, I mean, I'm going to have, I feel like, really decent about the wide receivers coming back. So.
Oh, yeah. I
We'll
think
see.
the wide receivers coming back are fine. It's
Hammer him
why
twice.
I like waiting.
I just hate Josh Jacobs. Gosh. So, after my botched Josh Jacobs pick, came in with a turn. Antonio Gibson at the end of the 4th. J.K. Dobbins. I want to like J.K. Dobbins so much. The injury does scare me, though. I'm going to be honest.
I like him.
And then DK, Metcalf off the board, Kyler Murray, Cortland Sutton, Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, crap ton of guys from the wide receiver position. There goes Elijah Mitchell. Great pick there by Bates, in my opinion. Might think that's sarcasm, but it's not. I think that's a really solid pick. After Elijah Mitchell pick,
Bro,
we had
Caleb
Allen Robinson.
has to go wide receiver here. Who's he go? Marquise Brown?
Caleb
Yeah.
Leak. So there's 2 Calebs in this chat. Caleb Leak just texted me, I'm doing so
Ooh.
terribly, awful,
Hey.
it hurts my soul. So Leak is not happy with his draft so far. Take Juju Smith-Schuster over Hollywood Brown. That's a bold take. Hollywood Brown goes off EJ at the end of the 5th. Great pick there. Picks Dalton Schultz with the first pick in the 6th round.
I like
Dalton over TJ Hockenson and Goddard. I do too. I think this year
he's
going
for
to
his
be
ADP,
solid.
he's one of my favorite tight ends. I think if you don't get one of the early ones, he's the guy targeting late.
That's why I feel like I don't love his ADP because I feel like it's exactly what it should be. You know what I mean?
Michael Thomas.
Like,
wow.
Michael Thomas by Caleb
Interesting
at
wide
the
receiver
6th
pick.
to Brandon Cooks.
Good
Caleb
pick.
Nemi has now gone 4 wide receivers in a row. Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Allen Robinson, Brandon Cooks. Wow, just like that. Wide receiver room's thinning out. It's all right, though.
Yeah, you kind of have to, like, if you go running back heavy at the beginning, you kind of just have to hammer wide receivers in best ball.
Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire by Bates. That's an auto pick.
It looks like he's on, but I think he didn't turn off his auto settings. So
he's now picked. He's got 4 running backs, only 1 wide receiver. This man is Jalen Hurts by Jordan there. Interesting.
like getting the stack with AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, the stack for best ball. Love it. Does that mean I need to go 2 with Waddle?
I mean, if you think Tua is going to be the starter by middle of the season.
Oh, who's their backup? Jacoby Brissett's the crap. Who is it? Brissett's on the Browns.
Dude,
I feel like it's like somebody notable.
Strong with his running back. He does not want to take running backs.
He's going hero RB with James Conner, not the guy I'd go with, but he's got Chris Godwin. Oh, man, you gotta have a lot of hope with Chris Godwin. Because he'll be back.
Kind of disgusting for my pick, honestly.
It's getting kind of disgusting. Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
After these 2 picks, goodness, I'm gonna be in
Mooney. Oh man, this is getting okay. There's one guy that I like that's still on the board that I'd be happy with getting, and I'm just really hoping that he stays. This guy's okay. Kale, what's your brother's name?
Eli.
Eli is still not taking a running back. We're in round 6, and AJ Dillon is the top dog, which, I mean, if you're going 0 RB, A.J. Dillon's a pretty solid guy to go with. You could go like A.J. Dillon, Tony
Bro, like, what am I
Pollard,
supposed to
possibly.
do?
Cordell Patterson. Holy crap. Cordell Patterson, 6th round.
You know what, though? I mean, you just hope that he gets the carries, you know?
Yep. I mean, you're hoping something. Okay. Who do you have to go? That's too far for Amari Cooper to drop almost to the 7th round.
I was going to take him too, but now
Yeah.
I'm like, F you. Who am I supposed to
Yeah,
take?
I mean, you just have to do that there. That's just a must. Nick said W for the Cordell Patterson. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hopkins with a 6-game suspension. Camden's going to hope that his wide receiver 2 will come back in good fashion, even with Hollywood Brown there.
Horrible.
There's one guy that I like here that I hate in Dynasty, but I love in redraft. Gabe Davis is right. Gosh, dang it, Camden. Oh, that was gross.
Solid 10 touchdown season incoming again for Thielen.
Oh, man, I hate that. Now, this is the point where you're like, I see the clock now, by the way, so I have 15 seconds. I actually know where the clock's at. Tyler Lockett is perfect for best ball. So perfect for best ball.
Take him.
But,
he's yours.
But this year he's got no Russ. So we'll bank on Elijah Moore sophomore season breakout.
Here comes TJ Hawkinson for Caleb's little brother. He hates running backs.
The process officially down the drain for me, according to Lil Leaky. I'm just gonna start going by Lil Leaky instead of Caleb. Too confusing. Oh man.
Oh, there we go. TJ Hawkinson produced it.
TJ Hawkinson came and called it. How about that? Wow. This has been, man, I'm loving this draft.
I don't even want to look at where I'm going to be projected to pick next.
All right, so we're now in the 7th round, almost halfway there. TJ Hawkinson went off the 3rd pick. A.J. Dillon. Dawson Knox. That going off in the 7th round, pick 5 by Thomas. I personally hate it. I'm going to go ahead and tell him that. We're in trade talks, too, in one of our dynasty leagues, so that'll really help me win him over.
That'll spice it up. You're gonna have to include an extra. You're gonna have to include an extra third just to get over this on.
Yep. Don't worry. I have 2 24 thirds. So freaking Thomas. Drake London, that was one I was debating over Elijah Moore just because he's a dog. I could have had him and
I hate Goddard.
I like Dallas Goedert as a player. Situation's pretty sucky. I think his upside's really limited.
He's fine as a tight end, but I mean, he's on a team that runs first with
A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Yeah, he'll be, probably anywhere between tight end 5 is probably a ceiling and the tight end 10, which is almost all the same anyway. That's why I feel like you have to either do like Kim and I, where you get Pitts or Andrews or Kelsey, which we couldn't get obviously, or you wait until like you can get Cole Kmet like the 10th or something, Or I do love Zach Ertz, and if Nimi doesn't pick him, that would be a crying shame. But
you know what? He's on my list. I have another player, but I'm hoping he falls. So we're just gonna.
There you go. That's a great.
Especially for a starting lineup in best ball, like you do like hope that like Zach Ertz can produce, top 3 or top 4 tight end numbers, especially with this first 6 weeks with Hopkins not being in there.
I gotta make sure to know which one. Here we go. So Gabe Davis went off in the 7th, right after him Ertz with Caleb Nemi. Ayuk by Lil Leaky made the turn. Devontae Smith, Kenneth Walker go back to back. Kenneth Walker starts off the 8th round. We're back to Lil Leaky. He's got some of the most hodgepodge of wide receivers I've ever seen. His top 3 wide receivers are Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Thomas, and Brandon Ayuk. He's got 2 seconds left in this pick, and he goes, Russell Wilson. He already has a quarterback. He already has Lamar Jackson.
It's just one of the most shocking drafts I've ever seen from him.
What is going on?
Go to sleep. All right, Mimi. Break it down, the Kareem Hunt pick.
As an RB3, you're pretty solid because on like a points per game basis, he's always like an RB20, even though he's a backup. And especially now with all the rumors of him potentially being traded, cut, released, whatever, like his upside's there. So I honestly thought about taking him at 7-10. So
Bates with another auto pick. Love that for him.
Man. So does he already have a quarterback? No, okay, we're good.
Lamar is going to have some terrible weeks. I would argue Lamar has a pretty good floor, my guy.
I figure best of all, Lamar is going to be terrible some weeks. I don't freaking know. Oh my gosh. So Tom Brady goes off for Bates. That's a nice pick in the 8th round there. I'm surprised he fell that far. Okay, Bates. Gosh dang it. Chase Edmonds for Jordan. Hunter Renfrow going at 8-6. Dak Prescott for ZPP3 at the 8-7. Now Thomas is up. I'm having to go back and forth like this, but
I'm feeling real gross right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
You're feeling pretty gross?
How about these upcoming picks? There's like 2 guys I like. I have 2 guys I want to get right here, and I'm going to be so mad when you snipe one of them from me. And then I'm not going to know what to do. Have to auto pick probably, you know?
Yep. Well, I think this point in the running backs, I'm just going to, I'm punting until I get those PPR guys that have upside if their guy goes down. So, take Damian Harris. Thank you. Okay. So this is one of my favorite buys. We talked about on the show, I don't know, over a month ago, and I love it. And he's gonna score more points than Burks this year. Robert freaking Woods.
Screw you.
Bobby Trees. That is, oh my gosh, the fact that I got him almost in the 9th round warms my heart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so what we got in the QB situation here? Oh. Okay, well, how many people have time? See, this is what... Yeah, it's tough.
You love Tyler Lockett. I know you love him. You love him.
Yeah, but I don't trust anybody throwing the football, really. The quarterback situation...
You got 3 seconds.
There we go.
Ooh, Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
What?
I love Captain Kirk.
That's where we need that Captain sleeper notification. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Yep. I was thinking about Tyler Lockett. Camden Loki, like him talking to me, made me almost do it. But at this point, I was a little worried that I'd come back around because I can't see who has quarterbacks already. I was a little worried that I'd come back around and I'd be left with Tua and Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. And I'm just not super sold on any of those guys. I Kirk a lot. So, get my guy.
I was happy with my picks there. I think I locked up wide receiver 1 for Green Bay and stacked Trey Lance with Debo. So,
well, what we need to do is you need to switch me Elijah Moore and Adam Thielen. That way I can have a stack. So,
no, I've never been
do a little switch.
Never been an Elijah Moore guy. Even more out on Elijah Moore with the MILF Hunter as his quarterback.
Such a talented man on and off the field.
On the field he kind of sucks.
Consistent practice. So I'm not a on the field fan.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, can we go through that? Yeah, the fact that the New York Jets social media team makes Zach Wilson look good, but we all know he's really not as good as they're making him look.
I have him in one of my rebuild teams that I'm in, and I hope he pans out because obviously I have him and Mac Jones as my 2 quarterbacks in Superflex, and then Carson Wentz. It's like a true rebuild. And I don't know. I mean, it'd be great if he sucks this year. But
Nick said Zach Wilson MVP season. If he wins MVP season, I will buy you.
Oh my gosh!
If he wins MVP, I'll buy you a full A.
Oh gosh, dang it! Why does it keep? If I swipe down, so to recap what's gone on so far in this 9th round, we had Cameron go off with Trey Lance. I had Kirk Cousins, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Lockett, Hunter Henry for Thomas. He's doubling up on the tight ends there. This is what happens when you wait for a tight end. Now you got to double up, get Dawson Knox and Hunter Henry in the 7th and 9th rounds, which are both equally gross. But I think Hunter Henry's good for best ball because of his touchdown upside. Devin Singletary, Isaiah Spiller. That was kind of a shock. Christian Kirk, Rashad Penny, Matthew Stafford. Caleb, talk about Matthew Stafford pick there.
Yeah, I don't have Matthew Stafford as high as I drafted him, but I have Allen Robinson, so I was just going with the stack.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I can't see up that far, so that's good. Tony Pollard and then Russell Gage to end the 9th round. We talked about Russell Gage as a buy earlier in the year, and I'll retract that now. I feel very icky about that situation for him, so he's back down to don't. Justin Fields there on the turn for EJ. We'll go down the 10th round. We have Ramondre Stevenson. Caleb continues this. Actually, you know what? I like that pick for Caleb. Those are 2 rare good picks from Caleb. Caleb Leak. We'll call him Lil Leaky. Keep forgetting. Lil Leaky there. He had 2 rare good picks with Tony Pollard and Ramondre Stevenson. What's his running back situation? So then we go James Cook there. Caleb, can go ahead. What do you like about James Cook based on what's on the board?
Yeah, just based on what's on the board, right? Wide receivers don't really see a ton of upside, so James Cook is like in that back end like RB2 territory for me. So just being able to lock him up as my RB4, I feel pretty good. Probably won't draft another running back. Yeah, maybe until later. So gives me some flexibility coming here until the later rounds.
Yeah, you're really starting to see the wide receivers. We're talking about waiting until those 5th, 6th, 7th rounds. And that if you're going to go running back strong, you have to hammer those there. Cameron and I figured this out. Like, we both have similar styles where, like, once we get into that, looks like 9th round, it gets icky really fast. And so here I am up. There's just not a whole lot on the board, wide receiver-wise. Claypool, Tony Boyd. I don't need a tight end.
Tony Boyd? Who's Tony Boyd?
No. What did I see that? Tony, like Kadarius Tony. I'm just going with the last names. Running backs here. You know what? I'm going to go with Naheem Hines. He had a really lackluster year after a couple years ago. He's running back 2. But they're talking about bringing him back in the offense. He had a couple of games last year, 20 points. And a lot of games not very good. For best ball, fine. I'm going high upside. And if he has a couple weeks where he goes off for me, that'd be great. Man, is this ever tough? There's one guy that I really want that I'm hoping comes back to me. So, you know what? Another one. PPR, Rashad White. I don't feel great about it, but you're going to have guys get hurt. Lenny's never played a season that he hasn't missed 3 or more games in, to my knowledge. So we'll have a couple games where Rashad White's going to be the running back 1. And that might be later in the season when I have a couple of my own guys go down. Cameron, what do you see about Ronald Jones and Marquez Valdes-Scantling there at the turn that you just made?
Ronald Jones, I guess my thinking, I think we talked about it before, how I felt.
We have, yeah.
I think he has high upside, especially if CEH ever goes down because he's been injury prone. He has really high touchdown upside. So that's my thinking behind that one. Valdes-Scantling, or however you say his name, I don't know.
Yep.
I guess everyone assumes Juju will be wide receiver 1, but you never know. So that's my thinking on that one. He could turn out to be wide receiver number 1, or even if he's wide receiver number 2 with the Chiefs, I mean, he could see some 2 TD games. Just never know.
So this just in from Stowe. He's picking at the 1-7 spot. He's texting me, I think my team would lose to the Monticello Sages. That is my hometown high school, just so you know. So
yeah,
he's
so
clearly
far,
not.
I have Stowe getting last in our league. I just looked at his team. I'd have to agree with you.
He wasn't super. Mick has also texted me. I'm getting different feedback from some of the different players. Lil Leaky has been explicitly saying he's being held at gunpoint by Thomas to pick terrible players. Please send help.
I like Mick's team a lot. He'd be the person I picked to win it all right now.
Mick seems pretty happy with his picks. He said he did choke with James Conner. His running back situation is abysmal. But other than that,
receiver situation, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, you're going to get 30, potentially 30 every week from those guys.
I know. And I've been looking through it. Like, honestly, like, I mean, we're talking about going heavy RB. If you go no RB, you hammer those wide receivers, they have a lot better chance of staying healthy throughout the season. So, I don't hate it.
The more I think about it, I wonder how much with being in best ball, if you just throw a bunch of running back twos out there, chances are one of them will get lucky, on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm going with right now. So we're pretty far behind. I'll try to speed through this. So we went 10th round. We went through the 10th. Hines Jones, 11th round. Dallas Scantling, Rashad White, Pat Freiermuth, Derek Carr, Mac Jones, really gross Thomas. Tyler Boyd, Marlon Mack, questionable there. Although, I mean, you could see upside with the Texans. I don't know. Kadarius Toney, good upside pick there. Christian Watson, another upside pick. James Robinson, Chase Claypool, Gerald Henderson there at the turn going into the 12th round. EJ gets a tight end with Albert O. Will Leakey gets Khalil Herbert. And then Caleb Nemi picks George Pickens. I just saw that now. Oh, that's what I was hoping maybe he'd come back to me. Dang it. What do you see about the James Robinson pick there, Caleb?
Yeah, reports out of camp that he's running with first team. As
don't
someone
care.
who, okay, that's fine, Camden. That's fine if you don't. I don't put all my value in camp reports, but the fact is, Travis Etienne's going at 311. I just got James Robinson in the 11th round, so the upside that maybe James Robinson carries the ball, first and second down, like that's there, and to just be able to grab that, and especially with the wide receiver landscape being pretty abysmal at this point, just take those upside shots on the RB2.
Yeah, I mean, and the big thing about the camp report for James Robinson, I see him on the board, but the big thing about James Robinson is the Achilles injury and him getting in and getting back in practice. Otherwise, I wouldn't care about the camp report, so I agree there. Yeah, this is just tough. It's like a no man's land. I'm going to go ahead and take another upside shot here with Jarvis Landry because he's getting older. He hasn't, Baker didn't have a great year last year. He's with Jameis Winston, this offense. Maybe he can put together a decent season, a couple of weeks where he catches, touchdown or some high upside, but we'll see. I mean, at this point, the wide receivers you're debating. I like Jameson Williams a lot, but as a rookie coming off injury, it's looking a lot like kind of Rashad Bateman did last year. It's tough to get into the season, regardless of how good you are. And he's got to deal with Hawkinson and Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and so Chark's there. Cameron goes Jalen Tolbert. That's nice, Jalen Tolbert. And then Ryan Tannehill, he selects his second quarterback. Oh, man.
I don't know what to do there.
Man.
I like Tolbert a lot. He's going to be starting wide receiver 2.
Yeah.
At least until Gallup comes back.
Let's see. Who do I want? I could go with a stack, but instead I'm going to go with one of my favorite buys, Darrell Williams. Arizona behind James Conner. James Conner has been notable to have injury issues. They used him a lot last year. And even look at Chase Edmonds. He had great running back 2 upside. Darrell Williams went off of the Chiefs last year. He was a reception machine. And he's just somebody that I think could go off, in and out of weeks. And if Conner gets hurt, he's next man up. So I'm super happy to get him in the 13th round.
Question for you, Noah. I know they came out and said that Benjamin is going to be their RB2 this year. Does that concern you at all, or are you just confident with what we've seen from Darrell Williams that he will overtake that and be the RB2?
Yeah, they have said that Benjamin's looked really good, but here's why I'm skeptical of that, because looking at last year, and of course they didn't have Darrell Williams on their team last year, but looking at last year when Chase Edmonds and Connor went down and they had issues some at the same time in between, they didn't use Eno hardly at all. And I was disappointed because I had picked him up in a lot of my leagues thinking that he would be of some use to me. Before I put the chat back on. But I just don't see him. I mean, maybe they'll use him differently this year. I think that Darrell Williams is a better running back than Benjamin, personally. So, yeah, we'll see. And then they can say they have their reports, but in those, I'm looking at last year, and even with people out, he never got a snap share above 33% Most games is about 25%. Whereas, Darrell Williams was in with CEH, and that's on the Chiefs, which is a better team than the Cardinals. So if you can do it with the Chiefs and over a former first-round pick, then I feel pretty confident that Williams will be able to get over, Benjamin. So we'll see. Moving right along, 13th round, Julio Jones, Irv Smith, Algier, Njoku, Fant. You're seeing a lot of tight ends come off the board here. Trevor Lawrence. We had, let's see here, we got Williams from Detroit. And then Caleb got Jacoby Myers, 13th round. That's really good value for Jacoby Myers, I think.
Oh, easy. I think, if we look, he averaged 13 points a game last year before his injury. So
he's a pretty steady guy. He's not a guy you think of for best ball, but at that point in time, he was extremely consistent, having, like you said, he did 12 13 points every so often. So, it's pretty solid. KJ Osborne there towards the end of the 13th round. That's a nice high upside pick there. Caleb's starting to redeem himself. A little leaky. Redeeming himself there. Let's see. Moving around the corner. And then to the 13th, moving into the 14th, we have Devontae Parker, J.D. McKissick, Hayden Hurst. Is that really where we're to at the tight end position? Yikes. Alec Pierce. So, Colts fan. Are you Colts fan?
No, he's the highest upside. He's right now our wide receiver 2 on the depth chart. So just taking an upside swing. That maybe he gets on the field, because a lot of these guys cool. Kenny Galladay is going to get on the field, but is he actually going to redeem himself to 2019 quality? No. Sammy Watkins has been hurt. Tim Patrick, I don't even know why Sleeper hasn't just bumped his ADP down.
I know, that sucks, dude. Tim Patrick's such a great best ball pick, such a good pick there. So that sucks. Let's take a look here. So now we've had Nicole Hardman, Tyler Higbee, Jamal Williams, Tyrion Davis-Price, Romeo Doubs there. He's had a lot of hype. Kenny Galladay. Okay, let's see. What high upside picks? Oh, I spy with my little eye one really high upside pick that burnt me so hard last year. He's going to redeem himself. Good old Mr. Robbie Anderson with Baker Mayfield.
Isn't it Roby?
Probably.
Did he change the pronunciation? No, he changed the way he spelled it, but
I don't know.
Oh, and look at this. I'm about to get the guy who I was going to pick 3 rounds ago. How pleasant. Oh, shoot. I didn't get a second tight end. Crap. Or second. Oh, man. What a choke.
The second tight end, because I just not to
Well, no, that's fine.
That's part of the reason I picked it. Honestly, it was a hosier.
No, I forgot to get a second running back or second quarterback and a second tight end. So I got to pick which one. Do I want a second quarterback or second tight end?
You have to go quarterback.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted. I'm too busy running this thing, running my mouth. Golly. Robbie Anderson. The allure of Robbie Anderson pulling over on me. Oh man, what a choke! Good thing I got Kyle Pitts, I guess, but he can't go down. Otherwise, I'm toast. See, that's such a dumb thing too, because tight ends are the best end of the round stack.
Yeah, Camden, I having Everett and Tanyan. You wouldn't even need Kyle Pitts. Honestly,
great picks.
I think, yeah, they're good backups.
Tanyan,
I think has a lot of upside for where he's getting picked at with Green Bay's pass catching situation. Who?
So, oh my gosh, Thomas, can I click on this guy?
Fullwood.
Fullwood. We had Wan'Dale Robinson go off after I picked Jameis Winston in the 15th round. It's the last round. Brian Robinson, Fullwood, Raheem Mostert. What? What in the world? M for French? They're just picking random guys at this point. Picking
cool names now, I guess.
Yep. Paris Campbell. Bates. Bates is going to pick. Oh, no. Matt Ryan. Respectable.
Oh, man. I wanted the stack with Pittman and I can't.
Oh, man. I got the Jarvis Landry, Jameis Winston stack. That's going to be lethal, just so you know. Oh, and Alvin Kamara. Give me the Saints offense. Oh, my gosh. All right. Zach Wilson going there. and then Trey Sermon and Velus Jones. That's the end of the draft. Zach Wilson, speak to it. How do you feel about Zach Wilson? You said you didn't like him too much, but
I realized I was making fun of you for not picking an extra tight end. I only have one tight end as well. So
Zach Ertz.
I'm over here just drafting wide receivers left and right.
All right, we might be the only people in the whole draft to do that too. So
my wide receivers are dog water. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll blame out. All right.
If Zach Ertz gets injured or what Kyle Pitts, like, we're host.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
I mean, I got 4 running backs. That's not necessarily great either.
Oh man. Well, this is why you do this stuff, because this is a free draft, right? This is just to see how we would fare. Now we're ready for the actual redrafts that we're in, home leagues and stuff like that. We know what to do, what not to do. More importantly, what not to do, I suppose. Okay, what buttons can I press? What does it do? Share your draft board. I just want to make it so that I can see the whole thing. Oh heavens, that's not ideal either. Son of a gun. Can I zoom out again? All right. Well, this is better. Getting there. Okay, you can see everybody's names. Okay, you guys see it all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll go over this next week. We'll go over everybody's teams and we'll go through the picks and stuff. But just looking at the first, yeah, you can see all the picks here. Who do you guys like the most so far? We'll each pick a favorite on who we think will probably win the league as of today. And next week we'll break it down. We'll grade each team, and we'll see who's the best. But who do you guys feel just finished drafting has the best team?
ZPP3.
Mick.
Yep.
So if you are not watching, if you're listening, we'll go through Mick's team, ZPP3's team, my brother. He has Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. I'll go through by position, I suppose. That's a little bit easier. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, Drake London. Great wide receiver crew there.
And Tyler Boyd.
And Tyler Boyd. And then at the running back position, he kind of went hero RB. So he went James Conner, which he texted me he did not like that pick. I don't like the pick either. He could have ETN there. I probably would have liked Montgomery equally. Well, I say ETN is probably the best pick there. But at any rate, James Conner, Devin Singletary, Dameon Pierce, Tyrion Davis-Price, Raheem Mostert. So that running back status is pretty sketchy. But he's got Greg Kittle, as Cam likes to call him, George Kittle, and David Njoku. It's a great late-round flyer there. Njoku, if the suspension stays at 6 games for Deshaun Watson, he'll have a pretty solid quarterback for the second half of the season. He'll put up good numbers, I think. And then he's got Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson. So we got the Deshaun Watson stack with Njoku. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid team. We'll get into it more next week.
CeeDee Lamb and Dak stack too.
True. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty, you talking best ball stacks or where you want with good offenses, and that's a pretty solid. It's a pretty solid stack. I'm trying to see where Joe Burrow went off the board. Oh, right before Kittle. I was gonna say he could have had the Chase Burrow Boyd stack too, but he got picked right before him. All right, Caleb, you've been able to dissect and figure out if you have a favorite team or not.
Yeah, I think it's probably. I like Jordan's team, Jordo 9497. Think he really nailed those 3 wide receivers, and then getting Jalen Hurts like the high upside QB1, and then from there he just drafted a ton of upside. So I really like that team, and then I do like I know this is kind of out there, but I do like E.G. Johns 22.
E. Johns.
EJs. E.G. Is that what you just said?
Is it E.G. or E.
It's
Johns?
Just E. Johns.
Sorry,
Ethan Johns 22.
Ethan Johns 22. I do like his team too. I like
He's
the Swift
a
Adams
listener.
Monty.
EJ owns 22.
EJ. EJ 22. Hey, he's a fellow listener. He's a loyal one, so give him a little shout out.
There.
Yeah, I mean we'll go through it. Running back position, he's got Swift, Montgomery, Kenneth Walker, Darrell Henderson could be a force again this year. J.D. McKissick's a great PPR guy. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, Hollywood Brown, Devontae Smith, Russell Gage, Devontae Parker, and Velus Jones. I didn't even see you pick Velus Jones. Boy, EJ, fellow Bears fan. And he's got Justin Herbert and Justin Fields. Back-to-back Justins there at quarterback. And then he's got Dalton Schultz and Albert O tight ends. Yeah, that's a pretty solid all-the-way around draft there. So I think you'll probably be pretty happy with that. Man, if I had to pick one favorite, I mean, there's been some good ones so far. I think one that I think is going to be interesting to see how it plays out was Caleb's brother's team with the no running back till 6th round and Cordell Patterson. But he's got Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf. In years past, there's like no way you'd be able to, well, I guess Cooper Kupp wouldn't be at 1-3, but DK in the 5th, that's pretty crazy. So even if it's the bad tight end or bad quarterback, position right now, that's still pretty crazy that he got him there. And then he's got TJ Hawkinson, Pat Freiermuth, wide receiver or running backs. You got Cordell Patterson, Damian Harris, Melvin Gordon. That's decent to make up for the fact that, and Mark Ingram there at the bottom. But and then he's got Garrett Wilson as well, Julio Jones, Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver position, and then Josh Allen, obviously he's a stud, and then Tua. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. The longer we get along the season, where we have more injuries to the running backs, and people are like, "Oh crap, I don't have running backs anymore." They start to, it might change. Like for Camden and I, where we kind of went heavy on running backs. If one of our guys goes out, well, it's true, but the first three, or the first 5 rounds we picked running backs. 4 or 2 of those guys go down. That's more prevalent than like a Cooper Kupp or Tyreek Hill or Terry McLaurin going down. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna happen more often. So it's gonna put us at disadvantage. Whereas, I feel like running backs, like if they stay healthy, they're gonna be even more at a premium because we have such a more advantage. So it'll be interesting to see how that breaks down. But you guys have any final thoughts before we end?
My team's better than Camden's.
I don't know, man. I was just gonna say, screw everyone who's taking all the running backs early. Screw you.
Oh, I just saw. I can
made
see.
Me pick Mark Andrews and Deebo Samuel at 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's not what Camden is looking to do. I can tell you that for a fact. I can now see comments.
I'm thrilled with Gibson and Dobbins at 4 or 5. Like thrilled.
Yeah. Yep. That's a lot of upside there.
I like Gibson more than I like Connor and a lot of those guys. I know some of you may not agree, but
yeah, no, I think J.K. Dobbins. He was such a great runner. I think that's a tough injury to come back from, and I don't know if he'll just be able to be as efficient as he would have been.
Yeah.
What?
I was just gonna say, who else is gonna run in their backfield though? Gus Edwards,
Well, that's the thing is Gus Edwards is coming off of what, even worse injury or an equal?
Like that's why, to me, he's clear cut running back 1. I know they kind of I don't know.
Right, and it's not so much that it's like I'm worried about people passing him up. It's just I hope that his body will hold up to being an RB1. I just don't know if they will allow him to do that. Gus is hurt, obviously, and they have Mike Davis now, who's not really proven anything, and so that's one guy that hasn't been talked about a lot, but is Tyler Beatty, and I liked him. I mean, he's a great runner out of Missouri in the SEC. We talked about him. He ran for I don't know, I think he's 1,500-1,600 yards. Maybe it was all-purpose yards. It's 1,500-1,600, and he had a lot of touchdowns in the SEC, no less. And he just kind of forgotten in that backfield. I was saying, as one guy, we didn't have enough rounds, but he would have been a flyer that could make it. He might be a waiver wire guy if JK gets re-injured, heaven forbid. So, Caleb, do you have anything left to say?
No, fun time with you guys, as always.
Yep, we will go ahead and dissect all these teams next week. We'll grade each one of them, maybe put together a little rankings of who we think, on average is going to finish where. and then we'll have to keep the viewers and listeners in touch on how this league goes, how it finishes up. But as always, thank you guys for listening. Please like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. Leave a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. I appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you next week.